I think in lots of ways, this collection of paintings is all about compromise. I started it in early 2020. When I first heard that I was going to be having a solo show at Föenander Galleries, I had great ideas of, going to the Pacific Islands and doing lots of research and photos and drawing and bringing it back to the studio. But of course, COVID made sure that that wasn't going to happen. And so I was in my backyard one day drawing, and the street we live on is called Pacific Street, hence the name of the show. I just started drawing what was around me. I took lots of photos of plants around the streets and laneways, and then I brought it all into the studio. And from there, my usual process of doing lots of different collages with different colour play and textures, and this time even with some detail, some more micro detail on those collages, and then the drawing. And the drawing for me really informs the work. It's more than just a trial of shape and form. I can almost get quite a resolved plant shape and form that I'm happy with. And from those, they will then end up on the canvas. And you can see quite directly when I look back now at some of the drawings that I've done, they are very much those same shapes that ended up in some of the paintings. The paintings themselves are a range of sizes, which has been quite different for me. I've normally stuck with fairly large canvases, and there's a nice sort of simplicity working smaller and keeping that same energy within the painting. For me, I want to take the viewer on a journey around that canvas, so the eye travels around the canvas and sort of rests in moments of colour and detail. Like any painting that I work on, there's many, many different layers. It takes a long time with the range of different pattern and shapes and textures, and then the micro detail that goes on top. Even once a painting is framed and I think is finished, I can often be looking at a shape and thinking, I don't know, perhaps it needs just one more thing. This particular show, there's a lot of different shapes, new shapes, and I think there'll be a lot of shapes that I stick with and many more paintings to come, because there was a real joy of finding those new shapes and playing with them and making them work. It's been a series of paintings, although what I felt particularly early on was all about compromise, ended up with just this real joy, again with the colour and the shape, and I think the narration through each painting for the viewer. So yeah, there's a lot of love that's gone into them.